Well, we've sold a lot of gold and silver over the last 3 months. Some of you might not agree that anyone should ever sell any gold and silver, but we've sold nearly £100,000 worth in 3 weeks. That's a lot of money. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here with gloves on for a change, coming to you with another precious metal ramble. Now you've seen the intro and title of this video. I'm not making it up. We have sold close to £100,000 worth of gold, silver and platinum in these last 3 weeks. To be precise, it's £99,040 and 75 Great British pennies, which is a monumental achievement, not just from my side as the intermediary for all those sales, but also for the sellers getting great prices and for the buyers getting really affordable bits of silver. And it really has yielded some more fantastic sort of insights and kind of like verification in my mind that if I was to have to sell a bunch of my gold and silver, I've got the means to do it in a better way than taking it to a dealer and getting, for want of a better phrase, ripped off on what really you should be getting price-wise for a lot of the gold and silver out there. So we're going to share some of my insights in there. We've got the gloves on to have a look at some really cool bits of silver, the only 2 bits of silver that have yet to sell through the Backyard Bullion Buyers Club, and they're listed on our website down below. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section on selling, and could you do what I've done if push came to shove in the last 3 weeks? So the biggest thing that I want to take away from this is if the sellers of all this gold and silver, 100,000, I mean, with these 2 bars here, it would be over 100,000. Let's say you want to take that to a dealer and see what you'd get. I haven't done the exact maths, but my rough guesstimation is that the sellers would probably get collectively around about £83,000 for that £100,000 worth of sales that we've generated. That's a lot of money that basically just goes into the dealers' pockets, if not more, because we're selling cheaper than dealers, and the dealers might end up selling higher than what we would. That really does show quite how much money some of these dealers make. And you do hear a lot of people talk about, oh, but precious metal dealing is a very low margin business. Well, yes, to a certain degree, new stuff is very low margin, gold is very low margin, but second-hand stuff is where gold and silver dealers make hand over fist in terms of returns. So yes, we have done a great job, I think, for the sellers. They have got much better prices than they would have done going straight to a dealer. And I think we're also I'm really proud of the fact that a lot of buyers out there have got great deals on great bits of gold and silver. And that's really humbling, especially when you get, so I get so many emails now from people just who've bought or are looking to buy and just sort of saying, you know, thank you, I've got some really good prices. I used to buy from X, Y, and Z dealers, and I've been paying this much over spot. And you know, some people even email, they don't understand. Do I have to pay tax on this? I said, no, it's just a private sale from a private individual to another private individual. Businesses are the ones that do the VAT, not us. So I think it's really, really good what we've achieved, and it's nice to see lots of people, you know, getting a good return and getting good prices. But from my side as the intermediary, as somebody who's, you know, sitting there doing all the hard work to sell all this stuff, you know, I'm not going to hide away from the fact that I've earned commission on, you know, these bits of gold and silver that I've sold. In fact, I can be completely open with you. I've earned around about 3.5% on average, which is great. So I've earned nearly £3,500 worth on all of my sales that I've helped. It's been a lot of hard work, as you've seen from some of the previous videos, and you may have noticed in this last week we've had a little bit of a reduction in the amount of gold and silver that is out there and up for sale, say on our website or through the Bullion Buyers Club. I need it more sustainable. I can't go full guns a-blazing every time. But the point here is not just that I've earned some money this month, which is fantastic, but I've got this avenue now. And it's almost, you know, like I've been saying it for a while. Build your own reputation to sell your own gold and silver yourself. And I've seen a few comments on YouTube, maybe from people who've not quite followed the whole, you know, selling stuff process and how it's gonna run when they need to. And there've been a few questions of like, well, why would I sell through your service? What, you know, why can't I just go and do it myself and not spend the commission? Well, sure, go for it. If you can, don't use my service. I'm busy enough as it is. But a lot of the time, I don't think people really understand how difficult it is to sell some of their own stuff on the open market. Now, ask yourself this, and I was asked this in a comment section by one of my subscribers. Why should I buy some, or no, why should I sell some gold sovereigns through you rather than myself? Well, the answer is, if you were in a buyer's position and you saw sovereigns at £380 from a private individual on Facebook or the forum or in YouTube comment section or something, would you actually buy that? Would you trust that to be a legitimate sale? Or would you go to a dealer and perhaps spend £5 more a sovereign to be guaranteed to know without a shadow of a doubt that you're not going to get ripped off and that things are genuine? Of course you would. Now, we're sort of the intermediary middle ground of that. I contest the validity of gold and silver bullion coins. It comes to more specialist numismatics and counterfeit sovereigns, there are limits to my testing abilities. I have sigmas, I have my experience, I have other tools that I can use to test gold and silver, but I don't have things like XRF machines, and I don't have the expertise to spot a gold sovereign, for example, that might be a perfect gold alloy match but a fake year date, special year date or something. So that's definitely the limits of my, responsibility. And I don't think, and a lot of people want sovereigns. I don't think I'd be taking in vast sums of sovereigns. And if there were any that I could see that were a little bit dodgy, I wouldn't even look to sell them. I would only ever sell sovereigns which I know for a fact are genuine. And one of the things I do to protect myself is every seller that we get in is asked for proof of purchase of the items that they're looking to sell. I have to do that for my own protection. Can you imagine if I was party to selling stolen goods? No, definitely not something I ever want to be a part of. So lots of really good things from my side, lots of really good things from buyers and sellers. I'm really excited about where it's going to go. Now, one thing that we've sort of done is we've, I think, basically seen the honeymoon period go by. We had a huge influx of sellers. I'm sure that there'll be more that come out through the woodwork, but if you are looking to sell, then please do get in touch. What I will say is that we are exceptionally busy. This was, always thought to be a little bit of a side project, and it kind of took off a little bit more than I thought it would. So I've kind of put like a stop on it for the last couple of weeks. I say stop. I've been working with a few sellers over these last couple of weeks, but I've been saying to a few new inquiries that come through. I get inquiries nearly every day. I just need to have a few weeks to get the decks cleared for a lot of the other stuff that I do and I've got going on. And then hopefully in a few weeks' time we'll have more stuff coming out. But in the meantime, we are now looking, of course, to bring in more sellers. That's the only way this service continues to grow, or at least continues to be sustainable. So if you've got something, please feel free to email me. It might be a few weeks before we get to you, or we'll get back to you straight away, but it might be a few weeks before we can actually look to sell something actively. But yeah, super excited about how it's all gone. So yeah, selling. Who'd have thought it? It's funny because I'm not usually, I'm relatively a humble chap. I'm still amazed that I have as many subscribers as I do, that people are watching my channel and listening to me inanely ramble, even about bloody goddamn awful coins like this one from the Raw Mint. And thank you, by the way, to everybody who's listened and watched to this point in the video, and also who's shocked as I am about this coin. From my perspective, I do think that there's a lot ahead in gold and silver, and I'm very much excited about this year ahead. But where we are in terms of the selling side of things, it just needs to be a bit more sustainable. I've got other requirements, other projects that I'm doing, which is exciting. 100 grand a month is just mental. Now, in terms of this particular coin, I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who's reached out to me in the previous video that showcased it as I unboxed it. There's absolutely no doubt in anybody's mind that could be that this is just an awful coin that's come from the Raw Mint. Lots of differing advice or people's thoughts on this. I have yet to hear back from anyone of substance from the Raw Mint. I actually have heard back from my account manager, so I do want to give them a shout out and say thank you if they do watch to this point in the video. Unfortunately, they can't really help because they're more on the sort of collectible coins, proof coins side of things. They forwarded my email saying, can I have a returns label to the bullion team? I haven't heard from them. I haven't heard from anyone in the exec team. I've even got a few other contacts within the Royal Mint that I've emailed, that I've talked to in the past about quality. They haven't reached out to me yet. I've been reaching out on Instagram to the Instagram account there. I know they've seen the messages because it says seen on there from Instagram, and they're just blanking me and ignoring me. So I'm going to comment on every single one of their comments, saying, can you reply to your messages, please, until they do. I probably will end up sending this back. A few of you have said should keep it as a mint error, keep it as something that's awful. But I want a proper one, and I don't want to have to spend 880 quid or whatever it is to get another half ounce in. I think it's something that we need to be pushing back on the Royal Mint, saying, look, do better. This is not acceptable. How does this happen? I mean, I'd love to have a proper chat that I can publish with somebody from the Royal Mint to tell me about their quality control processes, because quite frankly, they're not fit for purpose if they're yielding coins like this. How do you expect to do better if you're not going to listen to the criticism and feedback? But anyway, look, I can sit and moan about the bloody Royal Mint for all day if I want to, but that is what it is. It's a shame. It's one of those things that I'm happy to deal with. I go to the post office near every day, so I don't mind doing Royal Mint returns, but I know a lot of you can't be bothered with it, rightly so. So there we have another precious metal ramble. I want to give you all a big shout out for watching to this point. 11 minutes, 12 minutes in. You know who you are, the Backyard Bullion Ramblers. You are super cool. You're in the Cool Kids Club. I really do appreciate you sticking around and watching to the end of our videos. And that's it from me. I'll see you next week. We've got some exciting bits of content lined up to share with you all. So if you haven't subscribed and you're watching to now, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.